Welcome to Say San Diego's 50th anniversary celebration. For those who I have not yet had a chance to meet, I'm Nancy Gannon Hornberger, CEO at Say San Diego. It's very exciting to have such wonderful broad embrace of support and involvement as Say San Diego takes a moment today to celebrate our organization's impact and accomplishments over the past 5 decades. As we begin, just a couple quick housekeeping notes about Vimeo. If you wish to join the chat, please do. Type your name on the right-hand side and accept the terms. To enlarge your screen, please look for that button on the bottom right. Thank you so very much to longtime Say San Diego friends and colleagues and new friends for joining us for this virtual gathering. You'll have the opportunity to learn about our organization from various vantage points and see a bit of the work done by thousands of staff members, board members, and volunteers over 50 years who have given their hearts and talents to Say San Diego's success. I'm so happy to be joined in speaking this afternoon by the president of our board of directors, Ladrita Lewis, representing the many current and past members of the board who are present here today. Say's past CEO, Michael Carr, is also in the audience. Welcome. Our speaker lineup is exciting. San Diego Mayor Todd Gloria is here, as well as Chairman Nathan Fletcher and Supervisor Tara Lawson-Reamer with the County Board of Supervisors, and our diamond sponsor, Price Philanthropies. And notably, you will hear from several Say San Diego program participants. We're honored and grateful to have Virginia Cha, anchor with ABC 10 News, as our special guest MC. Virginia and the team at ABC 10 News are media sponsors for this event. I'm sure many of you know Virginia already from her presence on air. She has extensive experience covering international, national, state, and local news. She's interviewed heads of state and US presidents, as well as our San Diego neighbors and community leaders. In addition to her work as a newswoman, Virginia has a big heart for our community. Everyone, please join me in welcoming ABC 10 News anchor, Virginia Cha.
Thank you so much, Nancy. Good afternoon, everyone. I wish I could hear you. It is such a pleasure to be here with all of you today to celebrate Say San Diego's golden anniversary, 50 years, can you believe it? And if I do say so myself, I have to say that Say doesn't look a day over 25. So you probably know ABC 10 News has been a longtime partner of Say San Diego, helping to raise awareness of Say San Diego's very important mission across San Diego County. And we are so proud to be the media sponsor for today's celebration. Now, we're also about to all witness the presentation of a celebratory proclamation in honor of Say San Diego from San Diego Mayor Todd Gloria. Say San Diego is delighted to receive this proclamation, which highlights the close partnership our nonprofit has had with the city over many years, as well as a strong connection and great synergy with this mayor and this city council. Please, everyone, welcome San Diego Mayor Todd Gloria.
Thank you so much, Virginia. It is wonderful to see you. Like you, I'd like to see you in person, but virtually will do. And hello, everybody. Virginia, thank you for emceeing this. Thank you to 10 News for being the media sponsor for this virtual celebration. 50 years is a significant milestone, and I'm grateful all of you would take the time to be here to celebrate Say San Diego. I've long had a history with Say San Diego. I think it dates back probably 20 plus years, which when you consider that this organization is 50 years old, I'm feeling really old right now. But what I know is observing this organization for all that time, I really do know its importance and value to our community, to our city. And while that's nice on the macro level, what I prefer to think about is what this nonprofit does for individuals, for children, and for families on a daily basis. We live in really extraordinary times, and it's important to have experienced partners like Say San Diego out in the community, working closely with those who are in need. And I think particularly as we transition to really understanding the importance of having equity, intersectionality, this is stuff that Say has been doing for an extremely long time. So whether it's improving educational opportunity and economic outcomes, promoting physical and mental health mental health so important, and strengthening family and community relationships. This organization has been doing important work for now a half a century. And like Virginia said, looks pretty darn good doing it. I'm here to say that as the city, we value our partnership with Say San Diego. We will continue to partner with this organization because there certainly are many needs in the community. But one way we want to show our appreciation and value for this organization is to allow me to present Say San Diego. Let me see if I can fit this into the screen. Don't worry, Nancy, we'll FedEx this to you, okay? You will get this for your wall. It looks like you have some empty wall space behind you. But this proclamation, I won't read it all, even virtually. It's too much to read these things. But I want to read the last part, which is that I, as the 37th mayor of the city of San Diego, does hereby proclaim today to be Say San Diego Day in the city of San Diego, again, in recognition of so many years of great service to our community. I deeply appreciate it. On behalf of the entire city, thank you, Say San Diego. Thank you all for what you do. Keep up the great work.
Thank you so much, Mayor Gloria. On behalf of all of us at Say San Diego, we are very inspired by the vote of confidence that proclamation signifies. So we know you're very busy. We want to thank you for taking the time to show your valued support of Say San Diego's 50th anniversary. Say San Diego, of course, will be proudly displaying that celebratory proclamation as soon as you get it over to the office. So the Say San Diego story, as you know, extends over 50 years, and it's filled with important details and lasting impacts. Every event evokes meaningful memories, and they warrant spending just a little bit of time to pause and look back at just how far we've come as an organization. For the next 2 minutes, we're going to take a look at some of the highlights of Say San Diego's accomplishments, narrated by Say San Diego board member James Carter. And we invite you to listen as we reflect on how Say has grown and evolved into the organization we know and love today.
Dreamers plant trees. To be healthy with lasting roots, a tree must be tended and nurtured. After many years, that tree will soar to great heights and produce abundance for current and future generations. So it is for Say San Diego. Dreamers founded Say San Diego, and it is well-rooted, well-tended, and growing stronger every year. In 1971, youth advocates planted the Say San Diego dream in a small office shared by Bayside Settlement House in the Linda Vista neighborhood, staffed by volunteers and financed with just $1,500 at first. Say embodied the key idea that youth risk can be prevented when youth, families, and community work together to find solutions. The first 10 years of Say's history were filled with inspiration and growth. Say grew to open 3 neighborhood resource centers in Linda Vista, Claremont, Kearny Mesa, and Tierra Santa. Each center had youth and family counseling, alcohol abuse prevention, tutoring, and emerging community organizing. Say became a trusted civilian partner to the military by supporting active duty families and their children. Say also began lasting partnerships with the city of San Diego and with the county of San Diego. In the 1980s, Say was known for proving that prevention works. We demonstrated that youth who are vulnerable and in trouble can be prevented from becoming youth in trouble. We broadened our scope to serve working families and latchkey kids, starting with the partnership with San Diego Unified School District to conduct before and after school programs at 2 elementary schools. In coming years, similar programs blossomed across the entire school district in dozens of sites. To this day, Say's extended learning programs offer homework and academic enrichment, recreation, positive peer culture, and support for the everyday needs of families related to food, housing, transportation, and more. Say increasingly emphasized restorative practices for youth. Due to our proactive approach then and now, more than 90% of youth at risk of delinquency served by Say do not enter or re-enter the justice system. By the 90s, Say gained national attention for our holistic approach to meet multiple, often complex needs of youth and families, versus just focusing on a single need or symptom. As Say turned 25, we promoted a collaboration-first philosophy, convening diverse coalitions devoted to community-driven solutions. These included the Military Family Cluster, now known as the Military Family Collaborative, North Claremont Coalition, the Parent Alliance for School Standards, Southeastern Collaborative, and Mid-City for Youth, now known as Mid-City CAN. Outgrowths of these collaboratives and newer ones still work together today to improve community life. SAY used its abundant strengths in the 2000s to expand critical support for underserved populations, including homeless children, foster and kinship families, and immigrant and newcomer families. SAY infused new evidence-based practices into our programs. And we organized public health coalitions in many city neighborhoods to prevent use and abuse of alcohol, tobacco, and other drugs. SAY has become exceptional at involving youth, parents, residents, businesses, and many others in creating supportive social environments. SAY San Diego grew as the city and county grew, evolving to serve youth, families, and communities, citywide and countywide, with trusted, welcoming family resource centers, school-linked and community-based programs, and neighborhood coalitions. Given the enormous importance of early development for all aspects of a child's future, SAY began a home visiting program for vulnerable parents, from the prenatal stage to the child's third birthday, and expanded our preschools. We believe we have truly made good on SAY's commitment to opportunity, equity, and well-being for our neighbors and local communities, as more children and families have access to health insurance and health care. Smoking and drug use among youth have decreased, rates of teen pregnancy are down, youth are far less often arrested entering the justice system, and fewer children experience child abuse and neglect. Yet, there's more to do. Safe and stable housing is unaffordable for many families. More children and families are experiencing poverty. Children and teens have many unmet mental health needs. Vaping, e-cigarettes, and other substances are aggressively marketed to youth. Early childhood services remain scarce and financially out of reach for many parents. So, SAY will continue to meet the moment. Recently, we have opened our first workplace childcare center, launching a project to inspire other employers to provide childcare for their employees, greatly expanding our early home visiting programs, begun a new healthcare access and wellness initiative, launched a mental health center, and expanded our community-based prevention partnerships. Throughout the COVID-19 crisis, we stayed on the job, creatively teleworking and pivoting quickly to keep our programs and services moving forward, while also raising hundreds of thousands of dollars in emergency relief for families experiencing hardships due to job and wage losses and illness. Over 5 decades, SAY has served more than 2 million of our San Diego County neighbors. Dozens of talented and dedicated board members have guided our way. Thousands of generous community-minded donors and grant-making partners have fueled our success. SAY San Diego is all of us and all of you. We could not have done this valuable work without community partners, devoted employees, and all of you.
What a wonderful tribute to everyone who has turned SAY San Diego into the organization it is today. And we're talking well-rooted, branching out and growing stronger every year. We also want to acknowledge everyone whose faith and trust in SAY San Diego translated into generous contributions to our 50th anniversary fundraising campaign. Now, the money raised will be used for emergency relief and everyday support for children and families adversely affected by the COVID-19 crisis. Our diamond sponsor, Price Philanthropies, helped us secure matching funds to reach a campaign goal of $100,000, and we're still receiving gifts. Many heartfelt thanks to all of the 50th anniversary event sponsors who have enabled us to surpass that initial goal. And now, Rosario Martinez Iannacone, Program Director with Price Philanthropies, would like to say a few words.
Hello, my name is Rosario and I work for Price Philanthropies in City Heights. On behalf of the Price family and staff at Price Philanthropies, congratulations on your 50th anniversary. SAY San Diego has been a great trusted partner, providing opportunities and support services for youth and families with creative ideas, strategies, and building strong relationships. Congratulations to the community, parent leaders and volunteers that have a voice at the table, identifying needs, providing outreach, education, and advocacy, and partnering with D9, mid-city officers, schools, Park and Rec, the county, and nonprofits. Let's give a shout out 50th anniversary to all the leaders and staff at SAY San Diego. Best wishes, full of joy and celebration.
Thank you, Rosario. And we are very thankful as well to have Chairman Nathan Fletcher and Supervisor Tara Lawson-Remer with the San Diego County Board of Supervisors with us as well.
Hey everyone, it's Nathan. You know, SAY San Diego has been an invaluable partner, not just to District 4, but all of San Diego County for decades. Children have found hope because of you. Families have had their trauma and their hardship eased. I've had the great pleasure of working with you on the Escape the Vape initiative and celebrate the accomplishments of our young people during your Light the Way campaign. SAY San Diego does good work, important work that helps improve our community. Happy 50th anniversary, SAY San Diego. I look forward to working with you for many, many, many years to come.
Hello! I am so excited to greet you virtually on this special day honoring the 50th anniversary of Social Advocates for Youth San Diego. As a lifelong San Diegan, I have seen firsthand the tremendous difference SAY San Diego makes in our community every single day. Most recently, as your county supervisor, I have been lucky enough to work alongside your incredibly dedicated and talented team in partnership with the county to achieve the vision of Live Well San Diego. As the mother of a 2-year-old, I am so inspired by the work SAY does to promote family well-being. In response to the COVID-19 crisis, you helped hundreds of families keep food on the table and meet basic needs. I'm immensely grateful for all of your work, for your community in your first 50 years, and I look forward to another 50 years of collaboration and success. Thanks for all that you do.
Thank you, supervisors, for taking time out of your day to help us celebrate, and of course, for your continued work. Now, in the remaining time we have together today, we will be sharing stories about SAY San Diego's impact. But before we do that, we want to pick our first lucky winner. This winner will receive a Yeti cooler and camping package courtesy of PWC. So, drum roll, please. And the winner is, or I should say are, Eric and Susan Ehrenfeld. Congratulations, you guys. You're going to be hearing from SAY about just how to receive that Yeti cooler package. Now we're going to be drawing for one more prize at the end of the event. It's 2 Alaska Airlines vouchers, good for round-trip airfare anywhere Alaska Airlines flies, courtesy of the Alaska Airlines, so stay tuned for that. I also just want to say how grateful we are to all the people you are about to hear from. They all stepped up to graciously and bravely tell you about their experiences and just how SAY San Diego helped change their lives. So let's start by looking at a few examples of how SAY San Diego supports children and families facing challenges. Now, we all know growing up and raising children can be complicated, even under ideal circumstances. And when life throws us off course, it can be especially challenging. For 50 years, SAY San Diego has focused on many avenues to support children and families dealing with difficulties. One way SAY San Diego helps young people get back on a positive track after facing challenges or serious mistakes is through our teen court. Since the 1990s, teen court has used restorative justice practices and a true jury of one's peers, teen jurors, to hear cases and develop meaningful follow-up actions for youth who were then diverted from having a record of arrest or adjudication while upholding public safety and repairing the harm done. Please bear with us because this presentation is adapted from video previously recorded by staff and students. Teen court is confidential, but we are giving you a rare glimpse at the process while still guarding youth and family privacy as jurors are sworn in.
All rise. The teen court in and for the city of San Diego is now in session. Tevin presiding. Please be seated and come to order.
Well, I just went to the mall to hang out with my friends, and we went into Macy's to shop for clothes, and I just decided to put clothes in my backpack because I saw my friend do it too, and she said we weren't going to get caught, so I figured I would just do the same thing.
Have you apologized to your sister, and if so, how did she react? Do you think your friends influenced you, and if so, how?
What do you do after school? Are you involved in any sports, or do you have any hobbies?
What is your understanding of what happens when you have a criminal record? Court is in session.
Thank you for your patience as we deliberated. The jury has reached a unanimous decision. We, the teen court jury, recommend the offender receive the following disposition based on the principles of restorative justice. In order to repair the harm, hold accountability, keep the community safe, and develop pro-social skills, you must complete 5 hours of community service, use your artistic skills to create an apology for your guardian, participate in a decision-making workshop with an emphasis on peer pressure and coping skills, write a research paper on how a criminal record could affect your future goals. In your essay, you also include what career you would like to pursue and how this can affect it.
My name is Frank Pabst, and I've been a criminal defense attorney in San Diego for over 10 years. I'm also a volunteer judge with the SAY San Diego Teen Court program. I joined this organization because I find it invaluable in helping our young adults here in the San Diego area learn self-respect, confidence, normative values, and most importantly, restorative justice. It's difficult out in the world getting a job these days, going to school, and certainly having any type of record is going to be a hindrance. The Teen Court program run by SAY San Diego is invaluable in helping these students, these youth, avoid that problem in their history. I definitely endorse it, and I will continue to be a fan and a volunteer.
Now, SAY San Diego also supports children experiencing out-of-home placement and foster care to help make their lives safe, stable, and whole. One way we do that is by providing guidance, new skills, and a peer network for foster and kinship parents and grandparents like Danette. Danette, who was introduced to SAY San Diego through the County Foster Parents Association, is a grandparent who took on kinship care unexpectedly. She is now an advocate for kinship families to make sure they don't fall through the cracks and have access to helpful resources and opportunities.
I got my granddaughter through Los Angeles courts. From being a retired grandmother of 6, I went from that moment to raising a 7-year-old and having to relearn everything. I thought it was going to be so simple, but it wasn't. SAY San Diego gives you the support, gives you tools. It wasn't what I expected. It was so much better.
Thank you so much, Danette, for sharing your and your family's story and for all of your powerful advocacy for kinship parents and grandparents. You know, SAY San Diego also believes in dads. When fathers have to be absent due to deployment or other circumstances, or they become the sole caregiver for their children, SAY San Diego Dads Corps is there for them. Hundreds of dads have reestablished a rapport with their children, built stronger and healthier relationships with their partners in parenting, and joined a peer network to support each other as part of Dads Corps. It has meant the world to people like Bobby and his 3 children. Bobby is an active member and peer mentor with SAY San Diego's Dads Corps. He has experienced multiple touch points with SAY because his children also attended SAY before and after school programs. And Bobby served on the SAY San Diego Board of Directors for several years.
I'm Bobby Tucker. I'm Chief Information System Technician with the United States Navy. Been in service for 21 years. In 2012, I got a divorce from my wife, and from there I became a single parent. And with that, I was struggling with finding childcare services. And being a military father is once a week, 24 hours, I'm gone from the kids and I have to be on board the ship. And with that, we have deployment, detachments, underway workups, in which there's lots of points in which I can't be there with the kids. And I miss the birth of my first and only son, Robert. I miss birthdays or first steps. What drew me to Des Corps, it was all about self-management and self-awareness, and then from that, my brother and I gained a lot from it. I thought I was doing a great job as a dad, but after going through the program, I saw there was a lot of flaws that I didn't know or wasn't aware of. I became more involved with their activities, whether it was coaching my kids in their sports or watching my daughter in her gymnastics and her dance class. I realized some of my communication skills weren't the best. In the communication topic, I learned how to be more of an active listener. I learned how to bring it down to the kids' level. I'm a kind of a big guy in my stature, so I had to learn to bring it down to their nature, sometimes get eye level with the kids. So I think Des Corps, I want to credit Des Corps for giving me that information about communication and being a better active listener. When I originally first started taking it in 2014, it was based off of a family dinner. So at 6 p.m. we would sit down and have dinner as a family. And then upon the completion of our dinner, the part that the kids loved the best was they would go into a separate room and play with their friends. And then the dads, we would go about 7 p.m. we would start our curriculum. If I were to go in there and said, hey, I had a crazy drill today, they would understand that, oh, he had to fight a fire or had to do something military related. So it's very therapeutic to go in there and get my worries off my chest and have people to understand what I was going through. And had other dads, even if they weren't military, they actually understood the plight of like raising 2 girls by myself or learning how to do hair. I wasn't good at doing hair, so when I went in there and had struggles about, I don't know how to do my daughter's hair, another dad was like, I have the same struggle. When we're in there with a big group of guys and everybody's trying to be strong, if you're having that weak moment, you have a guy to the left or to the right of you that can continue to be strong for you or help you be stronger. So when I did have a weak moment, I didn't perceive it as being weak. I perceived it as being open to my brothers in arms or my brothers in Des Corps. So I want to encourage any dad who actually needs support or struggling in this world with being a father to join Des Corps, because being a father means the world to me. It's actually one of my best jobs and one of the greatest duties I've ever done. I've always wanted to be a father, and when I had my first kid in 2004, I was dedicated to the craft of becoming better father to them and making sure I gave them all of the resources and love that I didn't necessarily have. Grew up in a single mother household, so I wanted to be the father that I didn't have and make sure my kids had everything they needed.
Dads who can do their daughter's hair, that's awesome. We want to thank you, Bobby, for sharing your family story and for all your involvement with Say San Diego over the years. Now, to Say San Diego, community means all of us. Vibrant, safe, healthy neighborhoods created when young people, parents, community partners, and all who care come together. Long-standing problems, social inequities, and adverse, unsafe community conditions can be changed into supportive, more equitable social environments to support students, parents, and residents. Say San Diego not only provides welcoming family resource centers and safe spaces, Say amplifies community voices and empowers community members to craft and influence new solutions and big ideas. For example, our parent-student resident organization in Mid-City comes together across many diverse languages and backgrounds to support educational and health equity and inclusion. Here are 2 parents who are active with that organization and who become community organizers and advocates in their own right, April and Famo.
My name is April Mu.
My name is Famo Musa.
And I was born in Thailand, but my parents are originally from Burma.
I was born in Somalia and then went to Kenya, running away from the war in Somalia, and then we had to leave Kenya because it was unsafe.
People looked at me differently, and sometimes they forgot that I'm also human and I'm just like them. And because when they heard refugee, their thoughts and opinion was just, how horrible my life was back home. But then they don't see that things that I've accomplished or things that I do.
When people hear that, they have misconceptions that comes with the label, that they're uneducated or they're freeloaders.
And so many people are just afraid and they don't want to go out or they are just like they feel isolated. It is important to raise our voice because our voice needs to be heard. We live in a community where we should feel belong, and we should feel like we have the right to speak up.
I want to be a resource to my community. I want to bring resources back to my community.
I joined something like an organization like this, I will at least like help a little bit in my community and to make it better.
For the next generation not to have the same struggles that I had when I was in school, both in middle and high school.
It taught me a lot of leadership skills, like how to organize and then how to present in front of parents and students. And then what are questions that we should ask?
A lot about public speaking and being in front of organizing big events.
One thing I really like about it is that they never say that, oh, you have to do this, you have to do that. They actually empowered me and my friends to do it on our own, but then they navigate us through the process.
Having the confidence to have people follow you for a reason. All parents want to know is that the kids are doing good, and they also want to know how their kids are doing. So if you tell them a message, this will benefit your children, they definitely want to come.
If you feel afraid, just think about what you can do in the community and what your voice can do in the community.
Wada kujamanya kila chintu kunga kujamanya.
Huhu sutamana.
Thank you so much, Famo and April, for sharing your inspirational story and for your vital work that you do to support new arrival students and families in City Heights. Say San Diego believes young people can also have bold, creative solutions to offer their communities. We have supported several generations of young leaders. Now, these leaders have done some impressive things, such as youth-led alcohol and drug awareness campaigns, including promoting safe and healthy prom and graduation, and the countywide Light Our Way campaign to celebrate local graduates during the COVID-19 crisis. Another key example is Advocates for Change Today, previously known as the Latino Youth Council, which has engaged hundreds of young people, strengthening their leadership skills, helping them find their voices, teaching them to be civically engaged, and supporting them in developing community prevention campaigns shown to reduce youth access to and use of dangerous substances. Rocio, who you will hear from next, began as a participant in the youth organization. She now leads as a Say San Diego staff member.
Hi, I'm Rocio Hernandez, and I'm a community organizer at Say San Diego. I'm also the youth coordinator for Advocates for Change Today. I always knew that it was a unique experience growing up in City Heights. There was people that didn't look like me. There was people from all over the world. It was definitely a privilege growing up here. I got to travel the world without ever having to leave my neighborhood. Even at a young age, I knew that there were things that I wanted to change about my community. There was a lot of violence, a lot of crime, but specifically we noticed a lot of substance use among people my age when I was younger. That's something that I knew that I want to get involved to make a change. It's really great to be back here at the City Heights Weingart Library. This is the place where over 15 years ago, the Latino Youth Council met. Every Wednesday afternoon, we met here to talk about the changes that we wanted to make. When Say San Diego heard about the group, they decided to sponsor the group and take it under their wing. With their support, we were able to carry out projects and be connected to many resources in the community. It has been such a privilege being the youth coordinator for a program that I grew up with and that really helped me make me who I am. It has been such a great experience being able to now be on the other side where I get to be a mentor to youth in City Heights, and I have the opportunity to guide the youth to make change in their community. And the most amazing thing is I can let them know that they are making a change, that they may not see the change today, but Just like me, 10 years later, I've seen these changes in my community and that they get to be part of that legacy.
Thank you, Rocio, and you are so right. Now that is one legacy. Now, every minute of every day, every opportunity, and every relationship matters in the life of a child. Say San Diego provides parents and children with this loving support, starting with early home visiting, infant care, and preschool, and continuing with school-age educational enrichment, serving thousands of children and families every day. We believe across our comprehensive array of programming that it is critical to be based in the local schools, neighborhoods, familiar and accessible community locations, and places where children, families, and our neighbors live their daily lives. We strive to open every possible door to opportunity, equity, and well-being. In recent years, we were able to set an example of how employers and workplaces can do more by opening a model early childhood center for our own employees and community members. Let's hear what this has meant to Ashley, a SAY employee whose child is in the center, and Chantal, a community member who enrolled her child in the center after a difficult search for the right fit.
The SAY San Diego Early Childhood Center is really exciting because it's right here where I work. I'm able to bring my son to work, have him with me, be a part of his school day, and I'm just really excited that it's going to mean a lot here at SAY.
I think the reason why the Early Childhood Center is so important to me and for any parent is when you drop your child off to a daycare center or any place for, more than 4 or 5 hours, you're hoping that while they're there, they're going to learn, not just be taken care of, but learn and become better people. And that is exactly what we got with the Early Childhood Center. Every day he comes home, he learns, he's saying something new. He taught me a Spanish word. He's 2.5. Early Childhood Center is important to me because just with any parent, when you drop your child off at a daycare center, you're hoping that they come back a better person. You're hoping that they come back in one piece, but when you get them back, not only in one piece, but smarter and funnier and more compassionate and learning things like Spanish and things like that, that's why it's important. It's your child, this is the most important thing to me. It's my first son, and there's certain things you can skimp on, maybe, but education and where you leave your child for half the day, that's a big part, and I can already tell that it's making a huge difference in my son's daily life.
Speaking of childcare was very scary to me and my husband, so finding out that we were going to have it here on site at my workplace was very comforting, knowing that he would be here less than 100 feet away. We actually share a wall, so it was very nice to know that he's going to be here. It was supportive. I was able to drop him off and be in the same location as him if anything happened, and be able to have that relationship with his school, be able to go to all his school events.
The one thing that I see different at the Early Childhood Center is all the different areas of learning. A perfect example, they have a mini kitchen. And one morning on a weekend, my son was in the kitchen with me and we were cracking eggs and kind of cooking together. And when I dropped him off on that Monday, he ran right into the kitchen and grabbed the eggs and the whisk. And he was putting, the 2 and 2 together. And the fact that he can move around in these different spaces, kitchen, and then there's sand over here and Play-Doh and coloring. It's like his brain is always moving, and versus just one big room full of toys. It's more, it's interactive, and there's a rhyme and reason for everything, and it's very unique, and I like it. I love that SAY San Diego is helping the community and all parts of the community. There is a lot of people that live here in the city of San Diego. There are pockets of places that, maybe people don't know exist, but SAY San Diego knows those people exist and they're in the community.
Yes, we can teach our kids, but we can also learn from our kids. That is so great. Thanks to both of you, Chantal and Ashley. We appreciate your trust. SAY San Diego believes in the full potential and integrity of everyone we get to know through our programs. We are continually counting on the future, caring for dreams that we otherwise might not see come to fruition. Sometimes we are fortunate enough to catch up years later with people like Zachary, now a student member of the San Diego Unified School District Board of Education.
My name is Zachary Patterson. I'm 18 years old and I serve as a member of the San Diego Board of Education. I'm a senior at University City High School and I'm a former student at Curie Elementary in the SAY program. I can tell you I wasn't too excited to go into SAY. I really wanted to go home after school. I was sad that my parents had to bring me to it, but that really changed pretty quickly. My experience at SAY has been such a positive experience on me growing up and who I am today. In such developmental and formative years as a student, I really had such great support to grow and to understand friendships and to understand challenges. You know, I would go for after school program needing help on homework, but I would get so much more than that. I got counselors that really cared to see my success and to see that I was happy and growing and having a great time. From the games we played to the people we talked to the programs we did, there was always someone there that was caring about you. And there was always someone that wanted to see you be the strongest that you could be. And for that, I'm so thankful. And I think I'm a better person from the programs that I participated in. And that was the support that I needed to be successful, that I needed to get to where I am today. And when we say we're supporting every student in San Diego Unified, that means that we're working with our partners like SAY to make that happen. As SAY celebrates their 50th anniversary, I think everyone should just keep in mind the beauty and the growth of this program and what it's provided for students like me and countless others in creating a stronger and more cohesive school environment. I'm so thankful for my experiences at SAY, and I just want to say, on behalf of students, thank you so much and happy 50th anniversary to SAY.
You know, every school day from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., SAY's before and after school programs across more than 40 sites provide nurturing educational enrichment for thousands of burgeoning leaders like Zachary. Thank you so much, Zachary, for sharing your story, and congratulations on your post with the district board. It's pretty obvious students in San Diego are benefiting from your leadership. And I just want to let everybody know it has been such a pleasure to join this celebration of 50 years of SAY San Diego partnership to serve this community. Thank you so much for allowing me to be just a small part of it.